Well, okay guys, welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be cooking oxtail and butter bean. I've been getting a lot of requests on how to cook oxtail, so I'm going to show you my way of how I cook oxtail in my kitchen. So let's go over some of the ingredients here. I have some tomatoes, and this is a tomato in the can. You could use the regular tomato from the store. I choose to use this again because it's sweet in flavor and it's going to kick it up a notch. Also, I have some primento seeds, chopped onions. I also have some fresh thyme and 3 stalks of skellion. Okay, so this is what we're going to be putting in the oxtail. I have some poultry spices here. You could use whatever spice you want to use. Well, I'm going to be spicing up my oxtail with Mrs. Dash. I don't like to cook with a lot of salt. Most of my spices are salt free. This is salt free. You could use that. I'm also going to be using a little bit of my special supreme salt-free seasoning. I'm going to be using some chopped garlic. You could use the whole garlic if you want. If you have that, you go ahead and use it. I'm also going to be using some black pepper, some accent browning to give it color. And this is a Jamaican choice. Them have a lot on the shelf, but everything me buy for some reason they always say Jamaican on it. But you can use whatever kind of browning you have, as long as it's island browning you buy it. And I'm going to be adding some vinegar, a pinch of salt, just a pinch, any kind of salt you have. This is what's also going to be added into the oxtail. Butter bean. This says lima beans on there, but it's butter beans. It depends on the name that you get in the store. It's either going to say lima beans or it's going to say butter bean. If you get the Jamaican brand, you're going to say butter bean, but it's still the same inside. And 2 cups of water. Okay, now my oxtail, let me show you what I got. This I'm going to be serving for about 7 people. This oxtail is already cleaned, washed in vinegar and a little bit of lemon juice. So I'm going to show you how I get my oxtail dinner going. So come on and let's go. Here's what I'm going to do to start off my oxtail dish. I have my favorite pot in the whole world, my Dutch pot, right? So this is what I'm going to cook my oxtail in. I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit of oil to that. Not too much, and the reason why I'm not going to put too much oil in it is because the oxtail, it has enough fat in it already. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and add the oxtail in. And what I'm going to do is just kind of give it a little bit of color. With the browning that I'm going to put on it, you don't need no whole heap of color, just to get it started. So you just go ahead and just pack it all in there. Okay, I'm going to add some black pepper. Remember, we're just seasoning the oxtail, right? Then I'm going to go ahead and add some of my salt-free seasoning, my Mrs. Dash. It's going to pick it up a good, nice flavor. And of course, I'm going to add a little bit of garlic, about a teaspoon of garlic. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vinegar, a pinch of salt, and I'm just going to add about a half a teaspoon of browning sauce. Alright, so that's how it looks. What I'm going to do next, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of water to it, because what I'm going to do is just have it boil. I'm also going to be adding some primento seeds. I'm going to let it boil with the oxtail because I want that primento seed to give my oxtail an extra boost of flavor. So it's going to be cooked with the oxtail. And this is going to be boiling for, I'll say, a good hour, and I'll come back and check it after an hour. Alright, so the oxtail has been cooking for 1 hour. And that is what it looks like after it's been cooking for an hour. It's still not tender yet. It's almost there. So what I'm going to do is add a little bit more water to, well, I'm going to add 2 more cups of water on there. And that water should finish it up. And then I will meet you back here in about a half an hour. And I will put the rest of the seasoning, the onion, the skellion, and the tomato and all of that. Now the oxtail has been cooking for an extra half an hour and it is tender. What I'm going to be doing is go ahead and put my seasoning. I'm going to finish the dish up. So I'm going to put some onions, chopped onions, some tomatoes, fresh thyme, and some skellion. I'm also going to add some accent seasoning salt, about a half teaspoon. I'm also going to be adding some poultry seasoning. Poultry seasoning is an all-purpose kind of seasoning. You could add it to just about any kind of meat that you're cooking. So I'm just going to add about a half a teaspoon of the poultry seasoning in the oxtail. Also, I'm going to be adding some more browning sauce. You don't want to make it too brown because what's going to happen is it's not going to be brown anymore, it's going to be black. And we don't want to be eating no black oxtail. Alright? So, then I'm going to add my butter beans and a half a cup of water. What I'm going to do now is have this simmer for about half an hour. You don't want to overcook this because what's going to happen is your oxtail meat is going to fall off of the bone. Alright, so our oxtail is ready. As you can see, the color is perfect. You don't want to have it put too much brown sauce on it and then it come out all black. You just want it to color and nice and just right. And that is just perfect. The beans is nice and tender. Butter bean ready. Onions, tomatoes, everything. The gravy is perfect. It's not too thin. I don't put flour, paste and them things in my oxtail. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get the dish together and I'm going to come back to you guys in a few seconds. Everything came together nicely. I have a little bit of broccoli and carrots to the side. Everything came together beautifully. Once again, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy!